you! Don't watch that! Watch this!
Hey everybody, what's up? Happy New Year. It's Tim, High Noons Vinyl. It's time for the 2024 vinyl tag. So a lot of these popping up. I'm going to go ahead and jump in. This is the Rob Walker Let the Music Play edition. So I know there's some other ones out there, but this is the one that I'm going with. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Your favorite record purchase of 2023. It's not one, it's many. Thanks to the licensing being all cleared out and sorted, De La Soul was able to regain ownership of their masters and without no delay got to the reissuing of their catalog on Tommy Boy Records. So these were by far some very big deals for me. And I was glad to be able to pick them up, not only to support the band, but also to have some incredible music from my past on vinyl. Question number 2 is, what was your last purchase of 2023? And that would be this one, Czarface, Zartificial Intelligence. Came out for Record Store Day Black Friday. I didn't go out. I was able to get this locally or ordered it online, so I'm standing in line at Park Ave Records and CDs. So this one was the limited edition color. They're going to come out with it, I think, not in the orange. And I think this one also has 2 additional tracks that are only on this version. So either way, glad to have it. Czarface is Esoteric and 7L out of, I believe, the Boston, Massachusetts area, and Inspect the Deck from Wu-Tang Clan. Incredible lyricism, a lot of clever wordplay, and they keep the comic book theme running very, very well. Absolutely love Czarface. Question 3, show a band or singer that released 2 albums in the same year. This one instantly came to mind, Yes. So Yes put out both of these in 1971, both groundbreaking and career-changing albums for Yes. This was Yes's 3rd album, the Yes album, and their back was kind of against the wall on this. Their debut did okay. Their second one, not so much. So they had one last shot to kind of get it right, which they absolutely did. And then they followed it up later in the year with Fragile, the first in a long series of covers done by Roger Dean. And you'll see more on those 2 specific albums soon to come. Question number 4, if you could only listen to music from one decade, what would it be? I know these questions are kind of meant to be thought-provoking and challenging. That would be really, really hard for me, as I have artists that I absolutely love in every era. But I think that the bulk of what I love, both rock and the beginnings of metal and soul and everything, would just all be in the 70s. So I don't have to choose, but because we are playing along, I'm going to say the 70s. Question 5, since Rob lives outside of Manchester, he had asked, show a record from a band or an artist from Manchester. Joy Division came quickly to mind. I mean, what more needs to be said about Joy Division? Not really much. Number 6, what artist did you listen to the most this year in 2023? Say it with me loud. Yanni. No, I'm kidding. It was Jimi Hendrix. If you know my channel, if you watch anything by me, you know I'm a Jimi Hendrix fan. I listen to Jimi Hendrix almost every day. It's by and large. It's Jimi. So, question 7 is show 7 inches. See what we did there? 7, 7, 7. So I randomly grabbed 7. So here we go. This is the Rolling Stones, Brown Sugar, backed with Bitch. This is The Doors, Light My Fire, backed with The Crystal Ship. A Dance Floor Monster from the 80s. Daz Band, Let It Whip. And the B-side is Everyday Love. Honestly, I don't think I've ever played the B-side. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown doing I Put a Spell on You. And the back of that is Nightmare. Pills, Death Disco. The B-side of this one is No Birds Do Sing. A little heavy metal, Motley Crue. This one is Looks That Kill. The B-side, whoops, I got it covered up here. The B side is, I believe, something from their first album. Yeah, PC or Action. And this is actually a German pressing. And then lastly, Bad Brains, God of Love, with Long Time on the B side. So 7/7 inches. Question 8. Who's coming to your party? So the idea was to, living or dead, invite 4 people who you would invite to your party to talk, to commiserate with, and things of that nature. I've answered questions like this in the past, and I always like trying to do a different answer each time. So in this one, with it just being the 50th anniversary of hip hop, I thought it would be fitting for me, who's a hip hop junkie, to invite some of my favorite hip hop producers of all time. DJ Premier, Jay Dilla, Pete Rock, and for the 4th one, I would probably go I'd probably go Madlib. Just being able to sit down with all of them and talk, not just record collecting, but beats and the driving force behind hip hop, and what they look for, and some of the things I think would be ultimately fascinating for me. I think it would bore a lot of other people in the room, but it was my party, so I don't care. So those are the 4. Question 9, we lost him in 2023. We obviously said goodbye to a lot of incredible artists, but this was the first one that came to mind. Mr. Sugarman himself, Rodriguez. This was a copy that Emma sent me a while back, and I pulled it out when we heard about the passing of Rodriguez, and still breaks my heart. Glad that he was able to finally see some notoriety for some of the most incredible music that he's made. Number 10, if you could only listen to music from one country, which would it be? Again, we don't have to choose. I get the idea of the spirit of this question. This one, I'm pretty much going to go with the U.S. First and foremost, Jimmy is from the United States of America, so I win there. Obviously, we have a lot of decent heavy metal from the United States, although not the British wave of heavy metal. Hip hop. So there's just a great representation of music that I love from America. It does kind of box me out on some of the great new wave stuff from the 80s. But again, we don't have to. This is just more for fun. Question 11, 3 channels you discovered in 2023. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really do a lot of watching in 2023. So I'm sure there's always a plethora of new channels coming into the VC. So if you're new to this, if you're just now seeing me because of the tag, make sure you introduce yourself below. And if you know me and there's a channel that you think that I might not be sub to, that I should check out, please do so. I'm trying to get better about engaging in the VC again. I know I keep saying that, but it's a new year, new start. Number 12, show a record you bought when you were a teenager. This is not that copy, but it definitely is that album, Iron Maiden. I discovered them when I was in 9th grade, 10th grade, I think it was, and there was no looking back. A friend of mine loaned me this cassette, and then I went out the very next day and bought a copy of my own and gave him his copy back, and the rest, as they say, is history. So Maiden, big part of my musical history of being a teenager. Show a funk or soul record. This is Birthday. This is the New Birth. This is their album Birthday. The New Birth have been around. They were around in the 70s. Lot of incredible funky grooves on all of theirs. I don't really get a chance to see them in the wild that often, but I'm happy to have something by them. They've got like 4 or 5 other ones I'm looking for. But a quality band, really worth checking out, is the New Birth. This one, number 14, is show a record that everybody has, and then show a record that you think nobody has, or at least very few have in the VC. I think everybody has Dark Side of the Moon, right? I mean, I have two. So I have an old beat up, rescued it for an extremely ridiculously low price, like $1. Original pressing, sounds okay. And then I have one of the 2016 remasters, which is just absolutely phenomenal. But then a record that I don't think anybody has, at least I've never seen it in the VC. I don't even think I've ever heard anybody even talk about this band in the VC, and that's the Two Skinny Jays. The Two Skinny Jays were a 2000s band out of New York. The best thing I could describe them would be a mixture between rock and nerdcore hip hop. They're very tongue-in-cheek. They're pretty clever lyricists. The two rappers, Jay Guevara, see what I did? Jay Guevara and Special J, as opposed to Che Guevara and Special K. You're seeing where they're getting where their tongue-in-cheek stuff is. So they've never really pressed anything on vinyl. And they recently did their 2 EPs before they got signed to Volcano Records, which was Sing, Earth Boy Sing, and The Return of the New and Improved. So this one, that's the original cover for Sing, Earth Boy Sing, and then the original, kind of the original style for Return of the New and Improved is on the other side. They did a limited run of pressings, and I was lucky enough to get one, sold out. Then they started doing more in different colors, which is kind of cool. But the Two Skinny Jays, they're interesting in the sense that they're hip hop that's not meant to be taken seriously, although they really do have some great lyrics. So those are here's the two official covers from their independent CDs. They were featured in a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie now, but it was a song called Barbecue. And if you were a fan of the WWE in the 2000s, there was a tag team group called 3 Minute Warning, and their song was a song called We Have 3 Minutes and Then We're Out of Here, and that was the Two Skinny Jays as well. This was before all that. This was kind of what got them started. Fun hip hop, like I said, a little bit more nerdcore, very tongue-in-cheek, very silly, campy lyrics, but very cleverly done. One of my favorite lyrics that they have on this EP is at the end of there's an instrumental. I think it's I can't remember the name of it now. There's an instrumental track that has a Space Avengers Return to Base. There's a hidden track at the end of it, and the last bar is, as we walk past the cross, Mary nods like she knew us, so come join our ranks, because choosy mothers choose us. That's kind of what you're getting with the Two Skinny Jays. Funny, clever, a lot of fun. They have a song called Skylab, which is done in ska style, so Skylab, haha. See, again, wordplay. That's what they were about. Check them out. If you like stuff that's a little bit off the beaten path, Two Skinny Jays, worth a check out. Question 15, female artist. Of course, I had to go with Debbie Harry. This was one that I picked up earlier in the year, Auto American, just one of the few Blondie albums I didn't have. I'm glad to pick that up, and I got it at a steal of a price. Let's see, a favorite video you posted and a favorite video you watched is question 16. Towards the middle of the year last year, I started doing a series where I was showing off some 7 inches and digging into that collection, which are kind of right there. Yeah, they're there. I'm hoping to get back to that. I actually enjoyed that. I was discovering some of my own 45s in those videos. And I love seeing VCLT videos from everybody. Just the surprise, the gift of music. I think it's a very personal thing. So whenever someone was sharing that they got VCLT, chances are I was tuning in, even if I wasn't commenting. Number 17, a record you would consider a 90s classic. The first one that came to mind was Massive Attack's Mezzanine. Came out, I think it was 98, I believe. This one, at this point, trip hop was really in a full swing. It was getting a lot of attention, and they took it in a completely different direction. Groups like them and Portishead incorporated musicianship with the trip hop sound, gave it more depth, and I'm at a loss for words here, but it's just the soundscapes that they created. It was very atmospheric and very deep in the sense of they just weren't sampled beats. Even though that's where I kind of started with the whole trip hop feel, this one, I guess, to me, started taking it on a whole new level. So this was an absolute must to get on vinyl. I would have shown Portishead, but I think Rob actually showed it. I actually don't even have Portishead on vinyl. So, but I think those kind of go hand in hand with this one. So Massive Attack had to show it. Number 18, if you could walk into a cover, the scene, what was going on, and this one was instantly what came to mind. And kind of speaking on trip hop and things of that nature. And I need to kind of disassemble it here for just a second. And this is DJ Shadow's introducing. So as you can see, it's a whole big record store going on. And this is actually Chief XL. Chief XL is the producer and beat maker and DJ for Black Alicious, where we got to hear the late Gift of Gab. And this is actually lyrics born from the Quantum Crew as well. This shot was actually taken from the Midnight in a Perfect World video. So they recreated that on this cover. And this store sadly isn't there anymore. This is a store in Davis, California, where DJ Shadow did a lot of digging. And he told the story in the documentary Scratch about shopping there, and the older gentleman who owned the record store said, "Oh, you got to see what we have in the basement. Oh, you got to see what we have in the basement." And Shadow kind of, after going there a couple of years, worked up the courage and said, "You keep mentioning this basement. What's it all about? Well, can I see it?" And when he did, he was pretty much tapped into a treasure trove of music that he'd never seen before or since, and a lot of the music that he sampled for this first album came from that basement. So, excuse me, the idea that being in that store with one of the most premier DJs of the 90s, creating one of the most another iconic 90s album, would have been an awesome treat for me. So that's the one that I picked for question 18. Question 19, it's loaded. It's a greatest hits album to you. We don't need to really talk anymore about this one, do we? I mean, Jimi Hendrix, the debut record. You've got Purple Haze, Manic Depression, Hey Joe, Love or Confusion, This May Be Love, I Don't Live Today, The Wind Cries Mary, Fire, Third Stone from the Sun, Foxy Lady, and Are You Experienced? That's a greatest hits. Let's just call it what it is. So there we go. And then finally, the last question. Show a record from 1974, a very influential record for me, and that's Kraftwerk's Autobahn. Very big into Kraftwerk and the German movement, and this one was, I don't think this was the first record that I bought, me personally, from Kraftwerk. I got to know them more on Numbers and Computer Love, but this one was in my aunt and uncle's collection that I've referenced numerous times, and I definitely got my beak wet with this one, so I had to pull this one. But that's it. 20 questions. Rob, once again, fantastic job with these. These are always a lot of fun and a little bit of challenge at times too, so that's always makes it interesting. Again, I would love to hear from anybody watching on some channels maybe I should check out that I've missed. And please, if you haven't done one, it's a fun way to just kind of get into the swing of things and get back in front of the camera. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon. Peace.